Foot in the door sales techniques. The foot in the door sales technique isn't only used in sales, but it's used in many situations in life when somebody tries to get influence over somebody else. And often in business, at some level, it's necessary to try to get past the so-called gatekeepers, the people that get you, or between you and a person you want to get in touch with. You might find any way to get into an office or to somebody's, phone number or whatnot. However, foot in the door sales techniques are generally have negative associations with them, and here's why. The foot in the door sales techniques, if this was like one of those old-timey movies, might look like this, knock on the door. Ma'am, exterminator. And then she opens the door, and then he turns out to be a dictionary salesman. You need a good set of dictionaries. So he says he's going to do one thing and does another. I've experienced this in business several times where I thought I was going to have a meeting with someone who had one position, but they had another position. Or somebody who said, I am the official representative of this company, but they're not. They work for a subcontractor of a subcontractor of another company. In New York State, this was very much a big problem when energy companies were selling out. You were able to buy energy from different companies, not just the traditional Con Ed, for example, or your LIPA or your major energy supplier. So what would happen is these companies would call up your house, or they come to your door, or they come to your business and say, "Hi, my name is Jim. I'm from Con Edison." And you say, "Oh, you're from Con Edison. Let me see your ID." Well, I'm not actually from Con Edison. They got their foot in the door, though. Now, are these effective sales techniques? Usually no. Unless you're selling small items that are very, very low value. Small, low value items, you can use pushy sales techniques, and they can be very, very effective. If you read the book Spin Selling, though, it shows you that for larger items like a car, a refrigerator, a house, a diamond ring, a luxury handbag, people do not want to do business with people they don't trust and they don't like, and people hate foot in the door sales techniques. Every time somebody has pulled a foot in the door sales technique with me, I get just angry, and I don't want to be in that situation. And I try to be polite with the person, but often politesse does not work because you try to say, okay, thank you. I cannot do this right now. I cannot engage. And they will get more and more and more escalated to try to get their point across, at which point you have to say, "Sir, ma'am, I'm sorry. Stop. We're done." Then that person might get mad. That's fine, but the whole point is that your space was violated. Then you establish a boundary, and then you're kind of punished with this person's anger for them having violated your boundary. So you may be the victim of a foot in the door sales technique or a foot in the door technique. Most of us experience that several times in our lives. However, think about that if you're thinking of actually using this in your life. You would want to use it sparingly. There would be very, very few situations in life where you would need to use that. What I could think of is if it's about 10 minutes to close the post office and you can't get into the front door because they've locked it. Maybe in a foreign country that happens. You try whatever way to get in the post office to drop off a package. There might be some situations where it's necessary to use a foot in the door sales technique. However, any technique or any relationship that requires a long-term commitment or multiple correspondences, you do not want to use this technique. I think 2% of sales, large sales, so something like a course, like a $2,000 training course, or a seminar, or a cruise, or a ring, or a car. 2% of those sales close on the first interaction. So that means that 98% of those sales require several interactions, correspondences. So if you initially approach the foot in the door sales technique, you might not get very far, or the person might be polite to you and say, "Oh yeah, thank you, gotta go," and then you'll never see them again because they don't like or trust you. So this is a concept in social psychology, but still it's important to know the foot in the door sales technique. Thank you.